Hi guys, I am Lindsay Herkert, owner and photographer of Lindsay Herkert Photo Company. I have been photographing families and newborns for over a decade. I'm actually on my 13th year now, and brands since 2020. I've built my business twice. The first time was organically in San Diego through friends and family, and the second time was in 2017 when we had a surprise move to Austin where I didn't know a single soul. And the way I built my business quickly in Austin was primarily through Google Ads. They were so powerful for me to get up and running and build a business that I love. So I am going to show you how to set yours up today and empower you to do the same thing. Before we get started, I want to show you what a Google ad actually looks like. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to come over here to my daughter's Google. And because if I was in my Google, I'm signed in and it wouldn't be as objective. So I'm going to say search family photographer near me and show you what an ad looks like. So up here are Google ads. And the way you can tell they're Google ads is because it says sponsored right here at the top. And so these three are Google ads, these are Google ads, and here is me right here. If you do this and you're running a Google ad and you don't see yourself at the top, or you may not even come up, I don't want you to panic. It's not like you come up every single time. It depends on a lot of different things like budget and just all the different things that Google uses to decide. But don't panic, they still work phenomenally. So these up here, including this little grouping right here, these are all sponsored. But I also want to show you, I was hoping this would happen, I came up organically also. So it's really powerful because I'm showing up, I'm the only one on here who's showing up twice. So I have my sponsored ad and then I have my organic that's showing up. So if you have both dialed in, it's like just double the impact. So a question that I get sometimes is, do you have to be ranking organically on Google for your Google ad to work? And the answer is no, absolutely not. You do not have to be ranking at all. The whole point of using a Google ad is to get up and running on Google quickly without having to wait for your organic SEO to kick in. Okay, so with that said, let's start your first Google ad. Linked in there, a setup guide which has screenshots. I suggest printing that out and having it right next to you as we go along. It just is helpful. And then I also suggest pulling up the Google Ads planner, which looks like this. It will just help you to do things quickly. Okay, now this is my Google ad campaign. Obviously, it's going to look a lot different than yours because I have been up and running for a while. Let's see. So you're going to go to ads.google.com. You'll need to create an account with an email and they'll prompt you to create a password, and it's pretty simple. And you'll get like a ID number. And then once you do all that, you're good to go. You do need a Gmail. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say is pull up your website because we're going to copy and paste URLs from that. So your ad planner, your website, and print the screenshots, the setup guide. Okay. And then I'm just going to show you one more thing before we get started. I love Google. I have built my whole business around Google, but I don't trust it. And I'm going to show you as we set up our ad where you shouldn't trust it either and what you can do to make it work better. But when you set up your ad, you're going to have lots of Google experts trying to contact you and quote, unquote, help you. Now, I've tried this route. Please don't do it. It will ruin your ad. It will use your money in ways that you don't want it to use it to. So here's an example right here. They have a little pop-up asking me to connect with someone. I'm just going to throw that away. They even have one down here. Another way it shows up is through phone calls and emails. Just ignore all of them would be my advice. Okay, so now we're going to start. I'm going to click right here, but another way you could do it is click right here and click campaign. But today we're just going to start right here. And I'm going to click New Campaign. And we're going to click on Leads. And so the whole goal is, with this Google ad, is to get eyes on your website. And not just any eyes that are searching for exactly what you offer and who have high purchase intent. So anyone who's searching on Google is already showing us that they have high purchase intent. They're looking for an answer to their problem. And so our whole goal is to get people to our website and then have our website convert them. So to help us dial in that goal, we're going to remove these top three things. Just click on those three dots and click remove and click remove. But leave that last one because we are trying to get page views. And this just helps us understand what's working and what's not. The other thing I wanted to point out too is, or emphasize, is that you are not paying unless somebody actually clicks on your ad. So sometimes Google ads are called pay per click. And to me, this is like the most strategic form of advertising there is, because you're literally not paying unless it works. So I just also wanted to emphasize that. Okay, sorry. Now we're going to click on search. Come down here. Website visits are how we'd like to reach our goal. And then anytime it asks for our website, I have a habit of just going to my website, copying and pasting my URL, because you're going to have to do this a few times. So that way there's no spelling mistakes or anything like that. I'm going to name this Simple Sales because I'm doing this as an example for people implementing simple sales. This won't pop up. This is because I have done a few of these. Okay. Okay. So you won't have that pop up. What do we want to focus on? We want to focus on clicks. And we also want to set a maximum cost per click bid. This basically just means we are setting a maximum of what we would pay per keyword. I always use $2. It seems to work really well. So that's what I would suggest for you. And by setting this, it means that we're bidding more efficiently with maximum conversions. Okay. Customer acquisition, this sounds really cool, but we actually don't need to do it and can't do it because you don't have an audience yet. And even if you did, I wouldn't suggest that. Okay, here's one of their special little tricks. We need to uncheck both these boxes. It just makes our budget work more efficiently for us. Ironically, they emphasize checking the boxes because they recommend it, but just uncheck those boxes. Here's another way we're going to be very strategic with our money. The location is so important. So we're going to enter another location and we're going to go to advanced search. And here we're going to click radius. And you will enter your home address here because the radius that we're creating is around your home address. So we want to attract people that are close to you because the less drive time you have, the more money you have in your pocket. So I'm actually going to just type in our capital address because I don't want to advertise my address to everyone right now. Austin. Okay, there we go. And then this, I used to have this set at like, I don't know, 40 or 60 miles because in my head I was like, oh, I'll drive. But I worked with an ad coach and he said, set it between 20 to 30 miles because the more miles, the bigger your radius, the more your budget is being dispersed. So 20 to 30 miles is what I recommend based on what he taught me. So we're going to save that and double check and just make sure your address populated in. I've had it happen where it doesn't do it. So just double check right here. Languages are set to English. And I don't think we're going to do anything here. Yeah, this is fine. So don't do anything there. Broad match keywords should be off. That's good. Automatically create assets. Absolutely not. That should be off. I'm going to show you how to do that. So that's good. Okay, you guys, sorry. I had to press pause because I knew there was something I was missing. And this is where it's so tricky. Come back up here to locations. We just entered our location, but even further than that, click on this. It's totally hidden and it has the default and it recommends that you should click this button, but you actually want to click this button because this button, what it means is it would show your ad to someone who was like in Asia if they've shown interest in photography. So it's presence or interest. We just want presence. People in or regularly in your included locations. Super, super important so your budget is not wasted. Okay, so we didn't have to do anything there. That's off, that's off. The only thing I wanted to do down here was ad rotation. I want you to not optimize this. And what this means is today we're just going to create one ad under our campaign, but I'm going to highly recommend that you create multiple ads under your campaign, one ad for each area of photography that you offer. So if you offer, for example, family, newborns, seniors, you're going to want to create an ad for each of those. Now, your budget is not tied to each of those ads. Your budget is tied to your campaign. So the umbrella above all of those ads. So when I spend $300 a month, all of that money, the $300 a month works for those ads. I don't have to spend $300 on each individual ad, but I want all of those ads showing equally. So I don't want to optimize it. The only time I would say that maybe you want to optimize it is if you are like a family photographer and it's fall and you'd rather not be attracting the other types of photography that you offer, then maybe you would optimize it because people would be searching for family photography. So it would just become a snowball effect and it would just focus on family photography. But overall, I would say do not optimize because we want all of our different ads showing. And while we're talking about it, I also want to emphasize that having multiple ads doesn't disperse your budget. It does the opposite. It gives Google multiple ways to connect with potential customers. So it's strong to have multiple ads under your campaign and highly, highly recommended. Okay, so definitely skip this. It's asking if we want help generating the actual ad part, and you do not need that, and usually it does a bad job. We will enlist a little bit of help as we go along just to see what it provides, particularly with keywords, which is the section we're on now. But the only reason I trust it to help me right now is because I can edit what it provides, like the suggestions it provides. Okay, so everything we've worked on to this point is the campaign level. Now we are creating our very first specific ad, and I am going to name this Family. Now, if you're switching your photography business to offer print products, we are going to incorporate that in these next sections. But we don't want to only focus on prints. Like, we're going to have two ideas in mind. We're going to focus on the type of photography that you offer. So if it's seniors, family, boudoir, with prints. So there's two ideas we're driving home with this. So for the example that I'm showing today, I'm just going to focus on family, but please name this whatever is pertinent to what you are offering. Now, it wants us to put our URL in. We don't want to just put our homepage in. This is where it gets more specific. I am going to my family portfolio page because this is where I have the most information and where I want people to eventually land. So I'm sending Google to that page to come up with some keywords for me. I just want to see what it says. I have the keywords I'm probably going to use, but I'm always curious to see what it says because sometimes it does have some good suggestions. I'm also going to write in right here, family, photography, and I just pressed enter. I'm also going to write, I think that's all I'm going to write. Okay, so update keyword suggestions. Yes, replace. Now, keywords, think of keywords as the bridge that connects what people are searching for, so the search terms that they type in, with what you have to offer. Keywords are the bridge. They're super powerful. They're so important. I suggest anywhere between 10 to 20 keywords that you're going to write in here. Really, probably 15 is a sweet spot. I'm not going to fill all of those in today in the interest of time, but let's see what it brought back. Okay, so here's a really good example. My family ad is focused on family, so I don't want to talk about infant photography. Even though I offer newborn photography, I'm going to make a separate, really dialed in ad for that. I don't want to talk about maternity. That's not even on that webpage that I provided for it. I actually don't want to talk about holiday portraits. If it was near the holidays, I might do that, but okay, so that was a terrible suggestion. We got 2 keywords out of that. When we say keywords, it's actually like a phrase. There's more than one word. Okay, so this is where your Google Ad Planner comes in. Let me just move this. Okay, and down here, you can click on keywords. Now, I debated about whether to give you my full list of keywords, but I decided to because you might want to look at these for suggestions. I generated these through something called SEMrush, and it's a paid program, and these are really good keywords. So even though these down here that aren't highlighted don't have to do with print, you're going to use a combination of both keywords that talk about print and also that talk about the type of photography you offer. You don't want to go just all in just with print. You want to be using both. But I did highlight up here at the top the ones that talk about print packages, so you know where those are. But I just wanted to explain what's underneath. Really, I just wanted to give you as much power as possible to get going because I know how overwhelming this is to start. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to highlight a few of these to put into the ad. But I encourage you to spend some time and really think about your keywords and think about what works best for you. But that list should definitely help you get started. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'm just going to stop there with the keywords, but 10 to 15, 20 at the most is what you're aiming for. Okay, super important. This is where we put in the final URL where people land. So again, I'm going to copy my family photography portfolio page. I'm going to put it right here. You don't want people just to come to your homepage. You want them to land on a page that sells them. So make sure your landing page is up to date and looking great and optimized to sell. And right here, I'm just going to type in family photographer because that is what shows up right up here. You can see it. Oh, this is what by clicking highlight ad right here, it's kind of showing you what your ad might look like as we move along and fill things in. So it's kind of like a preview. There's the word. All right, now we are at the headline section. There are 15 spaces for headline, and each headline can only be up to 30 characters. So it's kind of a game of Tetris. Now, again, with your ad planner, if you click on display ads, I have given you a lot to begin with. So, and again, I highlighted the information that is specific to offering prints. So my recommendation and the practice that I do is for the 15 keywords, I have one, that's my company name, 5 keywords that are, For my headline practice, I have one headline that is my company name, 5 headlines that are keyword specific, or like bring my keywords into the headlines, 5 that are emotive and describe the type of photography that I offer, and 4 call to actions. So I have a bunch of examples right down here, and next to it I have written the type of keyword it is, I keep saying that, the type of headline it is. These are keywords, these are emotive, these are call to actions. And again, I highlighted in pink the ones that are specific to print photography and offering prints. So let's just copy and paste a few. Again, I'm not going to, okay, I'm sorry, but look at Google suggestions. Poised me, I have no idea. Like, what does that mean? Is that going to draw somebody in? I don't think so. Something that will draw you people in and highlight you is using symbols and numbers in your call to action, your headlines. People, let's see. And this is a print one I did. I like it because it has a period after each capture, print, treasure. Let's see. Copy my name, put that at the top. I always write that one at the top. So at any time, Google is going to choose 3 of these. And you don't know which 3, and it's showing to lots of different people at different times. So we just, by having all of these different ones, by having keyword types, by having emotive types, and by having call to action types, it just helps give Google a lot to work with. Okay, again, in the interest of time, I'm not going to fill all of these in, but you get the point. Let's see. Okay, now we are on the descriptions, and I also gave you sample description. And let's see, you have up to 90 characters. Again, these are very weak. A really good tip I have is for descriptions. For one of them, you should try to find a review that somebody has given you. And you might need to rework it a little bit to fit into the 90 characters. But again, it's super powerful to have that in quotes because you have those symbols in there, but it also reinforces that people like you and have used you. And it's like a third party. I also think I've seen people write these in first person, like, I offer beautiful photography. I think it's more effective to write it in an objective way, like, Lindsay is creative and talented. Her experience and knowledge show in her work. Another one is published and award-winning. Lindsay expertly captures genuine emotion in beautiful light. I'm writing it in a way that's showing up objectively, not as if I'm writing it. Okay. So this is where you would put your images. I think that you can only have 20 total images in your library that apply to all of your ads. So choose beautiful images, but that also just a few for family because you're going to need to leave room for the other ads that you do. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It was driving me crazy. Okay, up here, I want to pull your attention up here. Ad strength. It's going to show my ad strength as poor right now. And even if I've filled all of this in, which I'm not because of the interest of time, I never get 100%. And the reason I don't is because I never get this whole circle filled in. The reason I don't is because I'm not following their recommendations and they're trying to make me feel bad about it. This actually has no bearing on your ad. It's just an internal metric. It doesn't mean your ad's going to show less or anything like that. It's just there to make you feel bad. Just ignore it. It really it doesn't affect your ad and how it shows and everything. Okay. So once we get to the images, we are done with that specific ad. We are just now when we come down here and fill in this information, we're at the campaign level again. So all of this stuff will show up on all of your ads. So you'll type in your business name, you upload your logo, and these right here are site links. I love these things. They show up right under your ad. They're like little buttons. And there's different things you can do. So the ones that I recommend are contact me. And I would also have something that says like print information and have it link to a page that you create that talks about your print packages. You can have one that links to your blog. You can have one that links to your about page. This is really specific to you. There's no right or wrong answer, but just think about what you want people to click through to. It has more specific information. So to do this, you just click on this and then you type in the button text right here. So I'm going to say print info. And then you can write a description right here up to 35 characters. And you actually have 2 lines for the description. And then the final URL. And then you do that 4 more times. And I highly recommend filling all of those out, providing 4 site links. Okay. So, and that's really specific to what you choose. Call outs. This is one area I don't really use very much. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I do. These are more like call to actions. And these are the current ones that I have. So you can add up to 12. And I'm trying to see where it shows up. I actually don't know where it's showing up, even though it's saying this is a preview. Let's see. Okay, sorry. It's right there at the end. These are all current that I have in my campaign. So you can even do like print info. Print info. Oh my gosh, you guys. Sorry. Okay. Save. So that's what the call outs are. So yes, I do recommend adding call outs. This is what I was thinking I was clicking on. More asset types. I don't typically do this. You can run a promotion here and it's really easy to see how to do that. You just fill in this information. I don't like to use my ads for things like that. And the reason is I'm trying to get them to come to my website, view my work, and then make a decision to contact me. The people I am going after in Google Ads are potential clients who are researching and educating themselves. And a well-researched client, meaning they've done a lot of research, is typically my best client. And so I don't like doing gimmicky things with my Google. I actually don't show or have a price link either, because I want them to come to my page and see my work and read about my prices. So that's completely up to you. You can or you don't have to, but I try to think strategically about like what I'm actually doing with these. I also never use the word mini session, affordable, inexpensive in any of my keywords or my headlines, because to me, that's just attracting the wrong client. I don't want discount people. I don't want people that don't value what I'm doing. We're going after the good clients. So, I do have a phone number added. That's up to you if you want to do that. And I don't have messages because I don't really want to get messages through that. Again, I just want people contacting me through my website. Just drive them to my website. That's just a personal preference. I don't like to have people contacting me in multiple different ways. I just work better through my website. I don't have lead forms. Anyway, this is all stuff that you can look at and decide if it works for you. It's just not something that I typically do. Okay, so Now you're pretty much done. You're going to set your budget, and I wanted to show you this because it recommends this crazy amount as a daily budget. I mean, hello? No. So we're going to set a custom budget of $10 a day. And I have used $10 a day for so many years since I started. I just recently bumped it up a little bit just to see if it made a difference, but $10 a day brings me a huge return. I work with a coach, and the first time he looked at my ad, he was blown away by the results. He told me that he works with lawyers and dentists who spend $1,500 a month and only see like a return of 1 or 2 leads come in from that. And I'm spending a lot less than that. And I just got my report for 2024 from HoneyBook, which is my CRM, and it told me that Google brought in 149 leads, and I booked 77 of them, which is a 51% return. 51% return. Okay, I'm not going to press next because then I would publish, and I don't want to publish this. But I do want to jump back here and just show you what you would do next. So we just finished creating your campaign and the first ad in it. Then I would come over here and click create and click add group and click on this. And now I would make my second ad. So I just did a family ad. My next ad group that I would make would be newborns. And then I would start again. But the great part is it's so fast because you've already done like the whole campaign. So now all your adjusting or editing for newborns is you're adding keywords for newborns, your headlines, your descriptions, and your images. So from this point forward, it goes super fast. So I just wanted to show you that and wish you luck, and reach out with any questions. I'm very passionate about helping other photographers with Google Ads because it was just such a powerful change in my life and in my business. So, okay. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.